Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Flipside with yours sincerely, Joy Ogbani. Today's topic is looking at a career path and the influence of parents while choosing one. And I'm not alone in the studio. I have with me beautiful and amazing young-looking girls like myself, of course. I'm going to stand by my left-hand side with...
My name is Favor Ojukwu.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is Ordu Marvelous.
All right.
My name is Afolabi Ashake. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming. Yeah, choosing a career path is a very serious matter actually, because as a young person, before entering university or doing something in life, our parents have a hand in everything because it's a very important factor. Yes, we can't deny the fact that parents play a big role in every child's life. Yes, so we're going to start with Favor. Yes, hi Favor.
Hi.
You good?
I'm okay.
All right. So as a person, for you, while you were in school, was your course chosen by your parents or by yourself?
I won't really say my course was chosen by my parents, but
Okay.
indirectly they did.
Okay.
Because what I wanted to go for study was law.
Mm.
So the things and law, parents and not allowing their sisters and their children study law because they feel it changed their way of life.
Okay.
So as at then, I really had serious issues with my mom because of that. And she insisted, she said she wasn't going to pay my school fees if I should study law. So it was really a big problem, but we had to, what to do? We had to switch to international relations.
Okay.
So.
And she supported you in that area, right?
She supported it. She said she was okay with any course so far it's not low.
All right.
She even wanted me to go for a course, marketing. I was like, oh, I'm not good in that marketing aspect of it thing. So she was like, okay, no problem, you can choose anything, but not law. If you are going for law, I'm not going to pay your school fees. You just sit at home and tell her.
I think every parent have told us one way or the other. Mine were like, oh, if you don't want to go to school, you just learn hairdressing, Abi. But look at me now. I'm right here doing what I love. So moving on to Marvelous. What about you?
Okay, I don't think my parents had, should I say, a stronghold in what I chose to study in school. Because I'm currently doing mass communication and entering secondary school, the three main courses or the three main career paths that I knew that I could do in art was either law, mass comm, or I think international relations. So it was very limited.
Okay.
So I chose mass communication because it was part of my passion. My parents had no way of stopping me from choosing what I wanted to study. He advised me, he gave me that, would I find job, all these kind of things. But they did not for once influence my choosing of my career path.
Okay, but regardless, they supported you through it. Okay.
100%.
All right. Ashake, over to you.
Well, for me, mine was not a big deal actually because while growing up, I was having this mindset like I want to be a newscaster. I will always go and turn on the TV, sit at the front. I want to be like this person. I want to be like this person. So my mom actually see that.
Prospect.
Yes, and she was like, let her just do this mass comm. So, but when I wrote my exam and I was going to school, my mom was like, don't you just want to study law? If at all, when you grow up, you can secure my properties. I was like, I cannot do law. Law is too hard for me to study. So let me just do the one my mind wants me to do. So it was okay.
But why do our parents like law?
I don't just know.
Why? I think if we should say, okay, every one of us should name a friend that has studied law. I have like 6.
My own reached 10, no?
At a point, I was really happy that I really went for this course because when I was in school, those people that were studying law, it was not easy for them. What they went through, I had this my friend, she had to switch from law to international relations.
Because she could not.
Yes, so her head cannot carry it.
The
5
tension.
years, even 5 years in school, after everything, you now go for law school. You know, it's just like who is studying medicine. No difference between law and medicine. I was like, come on.
Let's not batch law because it's a very
Exactly.
Actually, if I had a chance, probably I would have done it, but I prefer talking in front of the camera. So our amazing audience, of course. Okay, so we do know that one way or the other, our parents have an influence, either good or bad. And most parents do not know this, that if you see a potential in your child, you're meant to invest in that potential. You're meant to bring that out of the child so that they can grow on it, and that way they can find way for themselves in life. So for me, I feel yes, definitely, parents do have a very strong impact in choosing a career path for their child. And most parents will be like, okay, I want you to study this particular course, go through this path, so that this place I have found for you, when you're older, you can occupy it. Should that be so?
It depends. It depends. Sometimes they have what they have in mind for you. Like most of the parents that, no, most of the people that I know that are studying law, their parents are
But why
studying law.
law?
Because I told you the career path in art is very limited.
True.
Most people don't know there are other options. The main one is law. If you ask somebody now, what do you want to do as you're entering art? I want to be a lawyer. Before you now go online, you now say, there is mass comm, there is international relations, there are
Many
variety.
others.
Exactly. So most of the students that I know, most of my friends that are studying law, is basically because their parents are lawyers. So should I say they have this path that they want them to follow? They have already secured this aspect for them as well. Okay, once you graduate, this is where I want you to be. I want you to just follow this footstep, follow this hierarchy. I think that is just the main reason. They have the mindset of, setting
The pay?
yes, for them.
Okay. You want to say something?
Yeah, I totally agree with what Marvelous said, because I have a friend of mine and the parents were like, I want you to study medicine because I have somebody in the hospital that can literally give you a place, like
Yeah,
your
after
job,
school.
yes, it's already secured for you to work there. So the parents were like, I want you to study medicine. And the girl was like, I cannot study medicine because she's scared of even entering hospital, not talk of giving someone injection.
Can you imagine?
So I feel parents also have their own perspective and their own objectives on why they want their children to study their one particular.
Yes. But parents knows best, right? You say parents knows best. Every parent knows what. Why are you laughing like that?
That was then.
That was then.
Not
That was
now.
then.
Funny enough, when I was growing up, I'm this kind of person. Okay, let me say in my secondary school, it was only I was not good in the science course. I literally failed most of my science course. I was always good. I was good in art course, government, any other courses, but science, no, especially physics. Physics is the worst.
Please, let's not go there.
Physics and chemistry. I even prefer maths to that physics and chemistry. So I was like, okay, I want to go for law. Then it was only law and mass comm that everybody knew. I didn't know of international relations, funny enough.
Imagine.
My mom, I used to argue a lot. Me and my mom, we fight, we argue a lot. And maybe if I'm arguing with my sister, my cousin, everybody will argue and be like, this girl, you study law. If you're a lawyer, I don't think anybody can. So after everything, all checks and done, so when I entered, when I was about entry, my mom was like, lawyer do this one, lawyer that this, lawyer that. So I don't know, they have this, my mom has this mentality that lawyer, they do lie a lot, they're never truthful, and they always use, will I say,
we know.
They normally use all those things for that. So my mom was against it, and it really became serious issue for us. So I had no choice than to switch to international relations. And switching to the course, I found that it was actually a nice course. It broadens your experience about many things. It's all about what the whole you're studying. Yes, history. We did history. You know what is going on in the women and the world and others. So it was not actually bad. But I won't actually say mindset towards law actually made me to
now deviate
to international relations.
Okay. All right. Okay. But we do know that sometimes when parents say do this, they have a reason why. And when they say it, they may really see ahead of what you are saying. Like it is saying that what a child cannot see while sitting down, or rather standing up, an adult can see it when sitting down. But in this era, we say we go use drone, run now. Isn't that what we say these days?
Exactly.
Yeah. So parents, yeah, you may know best for your child. You may have good intentions, or because of where you're pushing your child to, imagine they do what you want them to do, and after that, they do what they want to do. Like just imagine, for example, a friend of mine, still law, yes, still law. So she studied law. She's done law school now, but right now she's into interior design. Oh, can you imagine? Totally different from what she had done in school. Since her parents wanted her to do that, she did it. But right now, I don't think her dad is really happy. But her mom is fine. Okay, do what pleases you. Yes. But another thing actually is that when a parent sees this potential in the child, they should spot it on time and help that child grow through it. Let me use myself for example. My parents, my dad especially, he saw that, oh, this girl likes to read novels, this girl likes to read more. It may not be really the educational books per se, but he know that I love to read, I love to talk, but not calculations. Yes, so he did not push me to want to do something else. Meanwhile, while growing, I was saying I want to be a nurse. Me that don't know how to calculate, I was saying I want to study nursing. He said, okay, fine, no problem. And for a term, I was in science class. So he wanted me to see what my weaknesses are and my strengths are. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So he let me go to the science class. Favor, are you here?
I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay. Let me go to the science class and I experienced for myself what it was to be there, how it is to be there. I was like, no, no, no. I think I'll just go to art. I think I'm better at art.
Yeah.
And he said, fine. So it is good when a parent sees potentials in their children, in their child while growing and help them grow in it. But why do you think most parents ignore that and just say, don't do this, no, 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 do this instead? Why? Favor. Let's start with Favor. She's awfully quiet. Favor is not this quiet.
I'll really say to me, I don't really like the idea of parents actually forcing their children to study what they don't want to study, or because most of the parents, I feel most of them, they are doing it maybe according to what she said. She said something, maybe their parents are into law and they want their parent and their children to follow their footsteps. But everybody has what they would like to do. Everybody has their own personality, what they love doing, what will give them joy. So the only advice I can give out that even if the parents want to advise the children to go for this certain course, there are certain ways you go about it. You don't have to
Impose it.
yes, and for just like the way my mom did that time. So I was scared. I already giving up. I was like, no need now, not go to school. If you see me that period, I was really stubborn. My auntie talked, everybody literally talked. So I feel there are certain ways you can actually, when we were battling about the cost issues, a man, an old man just came into the store. We were talking about me and my auntie. So the man was like, what is going on? What happened? My auntie explained. The man had to calm me down, sat me down. He talked to me like, even my mom, I don't think my mom has ever talked to me that way. He talked to me, was like, see, oh Lord, this one, that I should just go for another course, that you don't worry, that everything will be fine, I should forget about work, that will get you. Because then I was insisting that it's only lawyer now. Because according to what she said in art course, it's only, they don't have varieties of...
very limited.
Yes, it's just very, very limited. So the only thing that we know then was just law and then mass comm, nothing much. So it was when the man had to talk to me, sat me down and explain everything. And that was what actually changed my mind. It was not even my parents, it was the man that actually changed my mindset, and I had to switch to international relations.
So you're saying that there are ways that parents can actually talk to their child.
Yes.
To talk them.
Yes.
So that's
You don't have to be
manner of approach plays a big role.
force
Because,
if you don't, you're giving her conditions. You want me to go to school and you're telling me that if I don't study, if I study law, you not pay my school fees. Bana.
or even if you even fail, some parents, once you fail, I told you not to study this course.
Yes,
and you already failed. That's the
really
course you say you want to do. You already failed.
Don't worry, I'll not pay for your
School
school
is not
fees.
easy. You need to like reason with us because it's not easy for us.
It's not easy for us, I swear.
For you to go and study.
It's not easy. Let's not go there.
Okay, so let's move down to how a parent can actually support a child in a career path. Apart from finance, definitely, how do you think a parent should support their child? Let's start from Marvelous.
Okay, they can support their child physically. Apart from finances, you can talk to your child, encourage your child.
Emotionally.
Beautiful. Words of affirmation plays a big role. And most African parents can actually sit down and talk to their child. Words of affirmation plays a big role and they are not aware of that. They think it's just the money, the money, the money. If you speak to your child, tell your child, okay, you are not doing well in so and so course. Have you tried going for tutorials? Have you, even if they had the idea before, the fact that you said it to them is what will make them to go ahead and do it. Because as I said, parents have like a major impact on their children. That's it.
That's it. Okay, it's okay.
Okay, I totally
I will not
agree.
ask you.
Anyways, I totally agree with what Marvelous said because sometimes when you be in school, you don't want to talk to any friend. You just be like, oh, I feel like talking to my mom. And at that moment when you call your mom, you'll be like, say you just open your mind to her. The way she will even talk to you, even when you know you are doing the wrong thing, you want to like correct your line, your track. You want to fall back to place because you already heard from your mother. Yeah, so me personally, I understand motherly love because I grew up with my mom.
Yeah.
So when my mom talks to me, when it comes to school, even if I'm doing something wrong, I'll say no, because of this woman. Yes, let me correct my track. Even if I was not going to class before, I'll say, for what that woman just said, I will go to class first thing tomorrow by 8. So they have this great impact when they talk to someone.
Okay.
And I think when I was in camp, one of my friends was saying something about our brother used to send her money. She came to camp and she was telling her friend that the only thing my brother used to do is just to send money. He does not care. He does not. So it's not all about money. Forget the fact that my mom was against me studying law, but throughout my 4 years in school, that woman really tried for me. She makes sure she calls me every day. She makes sure she'll advise me. She'll be like, oh, even that tutorial, because we normally organize tutorial, she'll be like, you want to go for tutorial shoots? Even though she does not have the money, she will borrow the money and she will give it to me. She will talk to me. She will always pray for me. That's what we need. It's not all about sending. There are some parents out there that all they do is just to send money. I'll start sending money. Even at times when you send your children money, they might not even end up going to school. They'll be doing another thing, thinking that they are in school. So it's not all about sending money, sitting down at home. I'll provide for you. It's not about we need your support emotionally, financially, physically, anything, any way you can help us. Because 4 years, 5 years, 6 years in school is not easy. So it's not really easy.
Imagine a parent who has a company, for example, a very big company, CEO, his own company. He does not have that time to want to connect with you emotionally just because, okay, you need that emotional support, you need those words of affirmation. In that case, what do you expect?
The parents that cannot, show up. Maybe when you send the money, you can write something on that now. When you send, you'll be like, how are you doing? Something
Most
like
parents,
that.
they use their manager.
True.
They use their manager. So for them to do the needful, they'll tell their manager, tell my child so even if the parent can't do it, but the manager will just act as the parent and be like, this morning, okay, this is 100K, under the 100K, this is just some words, thinking to your father, but but it's actually the manager. So it
And
can work
that's
that
why
way.
the children will end up getting close to the manager instead of getting close to your parents.
Imagine.
Yes, now you
But
can't end
you won't
up
know. You won't know except they tell you.
Exactly.
That hurts, if you ask me. Because every parent needs to have a relationship with their child, one way or the
Yes.
other, despite how busy. Of course, we appreciate our parents because of so much they do for us,
Yes.
financially and otherwise. They're always there. But that doesn't rule out the fact that a relationship is needed between a father and the son, a mother and daughter, and vice versa. Relationship is very important. So it plays a very big role on how you now come as a parent to now influence your child's choices even in a career path. Because thank God for the relationship I have with my parents. Because of that, I'm here today. Yes, because they have pushed me in the right direction. They didn't have to impose. So parents need to know the difference between telling your child, oh, do this instead of this, rather than imposing, because some children are very stubborn. And you tell them, do this one, study nursing. You must be a nurse. I want to take you abroad. Before you know, it's a carpenter.
Yeah.
No, not like in a bad way. Carpenters, they're actually they earn big. Yeah, they earn big. So what if his passion was actually in carpentry?
True.
Why not support the child in that area instead of saying, go and study nursing, go and read medicine?
They have a mindset of their own, like how us we have our mindset, and they want you to follow that mindset. I don't know.
Understand where you're coming from. Understand. But regardless, before we go into this, we have plenty talk for you. So we are back and ready to tackle the rest questions that we have here. So the next question I have for, who will we start with now? Let's start from Favor. Yes, the next question here is the advantages of parents actually having an influence on choosing a career path for that child. You need to crack your voice.
There are not much advantages, yeah. For my own side, I'll actually say it actually made me make a right decision, like going for my choice of course. Even though it's not my choice of course, but at least I will still say it's my choice of course. And I really appreciate that fact. And another advantage is these are for people that their parents are wealthy and parents they have their own reason for making their children go through
To that path.
to that path. Maybe they have work or they have their company of their own. After school, they can actually come up or continue from where their parents stop or take over their parents' businesses. Yeah. But for us, there's no much advantages there because even after school, you will still go outside and be looking for work.
Okay.
So to me, I don't really see the only advantage to me is that it actually made me make a right decision.
Choosing something else.
Choosing something else, which I really appreciate.
All right.
Too much.
Have a bit.
Okay, one major advantage that comes to mind now is that they are your parents. They know your strengths. They know your weakness. Like you said earlier, your parents knew that you like books, you like to read. They knew that you were strong in art, but they still allowed you to explore science. And you found out by yourself that this is not my
for me.
exactly. And you still went back to art. Parents know our strength. Parents know our weakness as well. They are asking you to choose this particular course because they see that you're strong in it or they see that you can excel well in that path. I think that is part of the advantages for them choosing for you.
Okay. Ashaka?
Anyways, for me, I would say my parents, okay, my mom has a very good advantage for me because she alone paying my school fees is a great advantage for me.
Okay.
The things I need in school, always calling, praying for me is I don't even care about any of that thing. Yes. So it's a huge advantage for me.
All right. Okay. So our next question here is, most parents actually have expectations and standards from their child. Personally, I want to ask you from your own personal point of view, if you've ever had a challenge in meeting up to a standard that your parents have set for you. Let's start from Margaret.
Personally, okay, obviously every parent wants first class. If there's first class upper, they want that one. They want their child to get first class. There is a pressure. I'm not going to lie. There's a pressure that comes with meeting your parents' expectations. Minus from the fact that they are your parents. You yourself, you have certain standards you want to meet, certain things that you want to do for yourself, certain
things that you have planned out.
Yes. So your parents having a high standard different from yours, you would want your standard to meet with that of your parents. I don't know if that makes sense. If normally before you just say, okay, I just want to go to school, I just want to pass, and you're hearing that daddy wants first class, so and daddy is paying your school fees, won't you read and give your daddy first class? That gives you pressure, but still makes you make a name for yourself as well.
Okay, people.
For
Did
me,
you ever have that?
For me, maybe it's my family, from the family I came from.
Okay.
There's no pressure there. My mom is not this kind of person to pressure you to do what she does not, or what you don't want to do. She just wants from you is just come out successfully. Even if it's not with first class, even if it's not with second class, just make sure that there is no carryover. Just make sure that you are not staying back.
You don't show up the class.
Yes. Because my mom will tell you that, I've gone through this. Going to school is not easy. So I'm not expecting you to come out with first class because I did not come out with first class.
Wait, why are you shaking your head that it is not? Have you finished? It's not enough.
So hard. She was just like, make sure you come out successfully. That's the thing. I just make sure that you don't allow me to pay another school fees. I don't want to pay another school fees. So there's not much pressure there. She will just advise you. She will tell you, calm down, take it easy. There was even a time, sorry I have to bring it there, but there was a time I got carryover. I cried. I cried. My mom was like, why are you crying? Because of carryover. Don't worry, right till the next, she even sends me money. Yes, man, she said to me to say, well, it's not easy. So for my own side, maybe it's for my parents, so there's no much pressure there. Or they just want to just come out successfully and nothing
do well.
Yeah, because they know how the country is. It's not easy. It's not easy to go to school. It's not easy to be a graduate, come out and you're still looking for jobs. So it's not easy.
Okay, Ashake.
Generally, it takes the grace of God.
Wait, she has not finished. Why you
Generally, it takes the grace of God to be able to meet up to parents' expectations.
Yeah.
Because all parents have that high standard. Yes. Some. I don't know. For me, I think all parents, they have one thing they want their child to bring out from life. Like, do you get?
something they can brag about?
Yes, exactly. So they have something. There must be an expectation. Maybe you've not realized it. You're going to ask. There's something when they
go and ask. There must be an expectation.
There is. Because at times, I'll tell my mom, Mommy, I need money for school. Mom will say, not be to the chop money, oh. First class, oh. I shall bring first class, oh. I'll be like, Mom, you think school is easy? Mom will say, it's not my business. I've told you, my mom.
Straight up.
Because mom will be like, I'm giving you everything you want. Tell me why will you not come out in first class?
What are you doing in
What
this
are you
school?
doing?
If you're worried, what are you doing?
So I feel it's just the grace of God. That you get, yes. It's just the grace of
and
God.
at times I feel most of the parents, they do impose that on first class, second class upper on their children based maybe because they didn't really come out with first class. So as them, maybe they came out with pass or third class. They want to know, I want my children to do better than me. I want my children to come out with first class, second class.
Because because they know that because other people, like for me now, my sisters, they've graduated and they came out well. So
like first class.
Yes.
Ashake, you must come out.
How will I do it? Like, how will I not come outside from first? My mom will be like, see your senior sister, see the second one, see the third one, see the fourth one, because I'm the only last person going to school.
Everybody has that brain.
You don't know.
Not everybody has that brain. Okay,
and for parents too that don't have graduates in their family yet, they see their friends and like, child just came out in first class, so this one.
Even if
I said, what are you going to do? You're not your child to come out first class too. Definitely, you'll be like, I want you to come out first class to see this person's daughter. She came, you can have the same head, one head. You said, go and read and come out in first class. So do you get things like that?
The pressure.
School is not
Yes.
for everybody. Not everyone, or not all children out there has the strength to go to school. Yes, now school is not for everybody. Because I've been, yes, now university days, I see most of my friends. They don't go to school. They don't go to class. They don't even care. And on top of that, their parents are still paying their school fees, still supporting that. This my friend. She repeated 1 year, a year. She repeated 2 times, 200 level. She repeated 200 level 2 times. And her parents was still supporting. That's it. It's not everybody has the strength
But
to
what
go to
about now?
school.
Is she doing something?
Yeah, she came out, she started doing and that
She might
thing, and
even
she's
be
doing
doing
well.
well.
She's doing well.
That was it. Not everybody has the capacity
Yeah.
and strength to go to
Okay.
school.
So despite the pressure that parents they call me saying you must come out with Ashaki, are you hearing? Despite the pressure that parents is saying, oh, do this, do that, you must come out here, you must come out there. They may probably actually have good interest, you're good at heart, that they want you to do better than them. So the pressure may not really come from a place of you must do it, you must do it. It's because they want you to be better. Yeah, so that's for most parents. Most parents, I don't know why, but for the ones I have encountered, for my parents I have, they want you to do well. The next question is, we'll start for Marvelous. Yes. So the next question actually is, parents who are wealthy, who own companies, who are big in industry and all that, are they open-minded enough to hear out the interest of their child? If that child wants to say, I want to study mass comm, for example, let's use our common course here, a mass comm, for example, and the parent says, no, study business. Are they open-minded enough to listen?
This is a 50-50 situation. Because sometimes the children said they will not even finish the university. 200 level, the parents is calling you, come back home, come and take over. Sometimes they don't even really care. I think this goes when the child in question is a daughter and not a son. If it's a son, obviously you have to take over. I don't think there's any two ways about that one. But then if it's a daughter, they can allow you to pursue your career path or do whatever you want. Then maybe in line or something, you come back and take over the business. But I don't think they are that open-minded.
No.
Yes.
Okay, Favor, what do you have to say?
I really
Why do
say
you always say that?
I really say 60-40.
60-40?
It's 60-40, like 60% of most of these parents, all they care about is, most of them, not all they care about is making money. They want to make money. They want to make sure they provide things for their children. They want to make sure that their company is moving well. They don't want their company to fall, all this kind of stuff. So they hardly try to hear from the side of their children. They just want to do what I say you should do. They are being authoritative. They just want you to do what they want and nothing much. Why when I said 40, I said 40 because some parents, no matter how busy they are, no matter how money-minded they are, they will always want to hear the interest of their children. They have the interest of their children in their hearts. They want to listen and make sure that, okay, are you sure, are you okay with this? Are you okay with that? Do you want to go? They just want to make sure that their children succeed. Because if you are imposing something on your children, how do you expect your children to succeed when you are imposing it on
them?
Yes, because you are trying to make them do what they don't want to do. So it's better you hear from them and know if they are okay with the line of what you're telling them to do. And if they're not okay with it, then they have to switch. As I said, 60-40. Some parents, they are just money-minded. Why some, they have the children of their best interest of their hearts. Yeah.
All right, it's okay.
Okay. In cases like this, though, I mostly see it on movies.
Okay.
So I can literally explain with what I see on movies.
Okay.
Like a wedding father be like, oh, my son, I want you to take over my company. And the son be like, no, dad, I want to do music. No, I want to do music. This is what I want. This is what I want. The father will be like, if you don't do this, I will not be your father again. I'm going to disown you. I'm going to take your credit cards.
It's really a movie.
Yes. So I feel it's really 50-50.
50-50. Okay, for me, actually, I'll answer my own question, and I would say 50-52 because they may and they may not. Like I said, every parent have the best interest of their child at heart, but still, because of the expectations or because of what they have, they need to pass it down to their kids. So that may really now say, I have so much to give to you. There is no way you will not say you don't want it. How? Who else will I give it to? Do you understand?
True.
So that is there, that fact is there. And the other one, like, okay, no problem. Do what you want to do while this is also here for you. All right. Since we've handled that, the next question here is, how do you balance the respect you have for your parents and, doing what you want to do? Because you doing what you want to do is not what they want you to do.
Like a
And it's like,
disrespect.
exactly,
Yes.
it's like a disrespecting their choice for you. So how do you balance that? I'm going to start with Favor because mom was very insistent on you not doing law. Yes. So how do you balance your respect for her and you fighting for what you want?
Like I said, after the old man's advice, I had to like, okay, she called. And I was like, okay, no problem. But I'm not going to do marketing. I will choose a course of mine. And she was okay with it. So there was nothing there. I still respected her. She still made sure she provide all her needs. And that was one of my greatest respect for her. Because she made sure I didn't lack anything. She supported me financially, physically, emotionally. She made sure she prays for me morning, afternoon, and night. Yeah, she makes sure that I don't lack anything. So that's the respect I will actually say I really, really give her. And any other thing, but I won't say we really had issues in that. But let me still balance it based on all that. Some people, they will just, and they might end up, okay, after everything, they might end up still studying that course they want their parents want them to go for, but they will still be doing their own. It's like serving two masters at a
Exactly,
time. Yes, they are doing what they, why some, they will end up collecting the money and do what they want to do. When you come to school, just like us that went to university, are you going to come and be like, what did you study? I want to see your lecturer. I want to see your HOD. Yes, now you cannot. You can't.
What if it's a private school?
Okay,
Okay,
I said
let's start
so.
with that.
That's why I said so. So some before you have the mind to do that kind of thing, you already calculate your parents, know the kind of people your parents are, know if they are busy enough or know if they have free time, they can just barge
Just
into your
drive
school.
down.
Yes, now anytime. So
Okay,
nothing more.
that's it. So, from your perspective,
From my
Marvelous.
perspective, I
Yeah.
think the way you can balance respecting your parents and doing what you want is your manner of approach. The way you speak to your
Exactly.
parents, the way you tell your parents, this is what I have passion for, this is what I want to do, they would reason with you, unless I don't know.
Everybody,
Most
not
of
all
them will
parents.
reason with you because they are your parents after all and they have your best
Definitely.
interest at heart. If you explain to them, Mommy, I want to do mass comm, or I think I can speak well in television, I have a passion for this thing, this law I'm not really strong at it, this law I cannot really debate, they would reason with you most of the time. They will reason with you, and I think the manner of approach plays a big role on how you respect your parents and how you settle scores with them basically.
There are some parents that are stubborn. No matter
True,
you. Yes, so there
true,
are some
Sha.
parents, if
I
you like talk to
swear.
them, sit down, cry, talk to them, tell them they'll still
It's that
cry.
thing.
They will still cry and follow you, my dear. Do it. So that's it. There's some parents they are really, really stubborn.
True,
They
Sha.
just all they just care about, as I said, all they just care about is I want you to follow my line. I want you to be like me. I want you to be better
But they
than
may
me.
be, should I say, stubborn at heart, but at the same time, because they want you to do that or be in that line,
It's
it
only-
is still your best
Best
interest
at heart.
So regardless of how they go about it, whether they impose it or they suggest it or you talk it out or you I don't know how to put it.
Yes.
No matter how you want to do it, it is still your best interest at heart.
Because at the end of the day, most things that our parents say to us are actually the ones we end up doing at last. That is
Yeah.
even working for most people now.
True.
Yes, most time, as you said, what they see sitting down, even if you climb Iroko tree, you cannot even see it. They know what you're good at. So,
Are you sure we'll not use drone and all? Okay, so your final advice to people who are probably struggling to come out to their parents and say, Daddy, Mommy, this is what I want to do. This is the part I want to take. Oh, Mommy, I like tailoring. I want to learn how to make clothes. How would you advise somebody who doesn't know how to come out to their parents?
I'll actually say, I'll actually say, you don't have to, it's not all about just trying to convince your parents. You have family members, you have aunties, you have cousins, you have grandmas, so you can actually go and talk to someone that you feel that
Your dad and
understands.
mom will listen
Yes,
to.
someone that you know that your mom or your dad can listen to. You can actually talk to them, and probably they can call a meeting. They'll talk about it, and maybe some of them, like I have one of my friends, she studied or international relations. So her mom was insisting that she should go for law, and after everything, she went for law. That's it. You can actually decide, okay, mommy, since you want me to go for this thing, fine, I will do it, but let me go for my own first, or rather, you go for their own first. After then, you
You
can
do
still,
what you want to do.
yes, it's still something. At times, you can just I don't know, but
Talk
you
it out.
can you can actually just okay, like I said before, collect the money, do what you want to yes now, do what you want to do. When you come out, you can tell your mommy, see you, this is what I studied. I cannot kill
Okay,
myself.
okay. The final advice, quickly before we
So
end.
as for me, I'll be like, it's not something you need to shout for.
Hmm.
It's not something you need to raise your voice. I'll be like, I must do it, I must do it, I must do it. First of all, sit them down. Tell them your reasons and good
Pros
reasons.
and
So
cons. Yeah.
yes, why you want to. Don't go and say, Mommy, my friend is doing it, I want to do it. He favor A and I want to favor B. It's not possible. So
True.
you give them reasons that they will
Why?
see. Because my mom, now if you tell her something like, I will get back to you, but let me think about it. You make sure you tell them something that they will sleep over and be like, if it be true, make you just do one. So everything is not about I must go. It's your business. If you don't want to attend to me, it's your business. Like talk to them calmly, give them reasons to see.
Why you
And
want to go for it?
yes,
Yeah.
Okay, as much as this has been lovely, I'm so sorry, we have to say bye for now. But regardless, to everyone watching right now, if you don't know how to go to your parents and ask them, like Pharaoh has suggested, meet people here, parents are close to your family members, they could actually speak in place for you. Like Marvela said, the manner of approach too matters. Like Ashake said already, present to them the reasons why you want to do this, why you want to do that, and they may actually support you. So that is it for today on Flipside on Independent Television. Until next episode, bye for now.